I shopped it around Hollywood. It was the idea I got from my niece and nephew, my niece, Madeline's daughter, who was married to a young scientist, who actually was dreaming up was one of the people who was doing the word processor, and that's what it was about. But I am so hopeless on the subject. He was my, what do you call it? He was my technical advisor. He got a technical credit on the screen. And, but I never knew what, about 10 years later, I said, was that the word processor we were talking about? And he said, yes, Pucky. So anyway, that was, they were terribly, in my family, bohemian. Everybody was, he wore beads. They were living together when they weren't married. Then they got married, which was worse. And then, and they were, I don't know what, but whatever they did, it was wrong, and everybody was clouding up and raining all over them. And I thought, what would happen if his dream, his invention, his experiment, were snapped up by a college scout, and they went to Rochester or somewhere like that, which is so terribly rigid. And I'd read all these books about organization and what would happen to a couple like that, particularly if they weren't married yet, which, as Barbara Schultz said, I could legally do. So that's what I wrote. I tried to peddle it as a movie and got nowhere. And then the CBS Playhouse wanted to do it. And it was the most fun to write, and I used a lot of my own background in it, because I made the place where they went near a social place where the girl had grown up, was Tisha Sterling, and Mike Douglas was then called MK because of somebody else in Equity was Mike Douglas, I guess. And it was his first time on camera. And he was such a lovely actor. And he started it with a beard, and she was a flower girl, and they were protesting and carrying on. And then this John Aston comes as the company scout and gets them, and just assumes they're married. And they go to this place, and then everything falls apart. I mean, the actual experiment is successful. They print whatever it is, words a minute, which means a processor. And he takes with him a black guy who's very good at math, who's in college with him. And the black-white thing is one goes through the whole script. And the black guy has a wife who's, and all these actors were so good.